Well, hello again, Year 4. As promised, Mrs. Harmer back with some more Spanish. Okay, let me share the screen. I want to show you what we're getting up to today. Okay, so where I left you last time, now I'm going to make him a little bit smaller there, but okay. Where I left you last time was you were hopefully drawing your own monster and labelling him, and failing that, maybe you've got one of mine and you're just giving him a label all the way around here. So all the different bits and pieces of him, because you're going to need that this session. Okay, so if you haven't done this bit yet, pause me and do get going on this. Either your drawing or my picture, you're labelling all his different body parts, bits and pieces all the way around. Okay. So, great, you've done that. Let's move on to what we're doing today. So, today, I'm hoping by the end of this, you'll be able to say, I can use noun phrases in Spanish. Hold off that thought for a second. Let's do this bit first. Okay, so here we go here. These ones you should know. We're going to do these very quickly before, as you can see, I've got stuff a little bit further down. I'm just going to hide this a little bit here. Ooh. Ding. Okay, so first thing you're going to do is enséñame la nariz. Oh my goodness, what is Mrs. Harmer talking about? So you remember that enséñame means show me, okay? You should have pointed to your nose. Enséñame la nariz. Fabulous, good. Okay, let's try the next one. Next one should be easy because I've told you what enséñame means. I've slightly changed it, look, it's something else I want you to point to. Enséñame la boca. You're pointing to your mouth. Well done. You're doing the right thing. Oh my goodness. I just can't help showing you what I've got at the bottom here. Okay. Last thing this session, this little bit here. Enséñame los ojos. You're pointing at your eyes. Fantastic. Okay. I can't resist coming down. So I am just going to do that because this time I want you to enséñame el hombro, which you should be able to do if you've done that monster picture. You're pointing to your shoulder. Fantastic. Okay, next one. This time I want you to enséñame, show me, la cabeza. You're pointing to your head. Fantastic. Last one. Enséñame el estómago. You're pointing to your stomach. I can't, mine's down here somewhere. But anyway, you're pointing to your stomach. Fantastic. Great. Right. Let's go on to the next bit. So, what is a noun phrase, you're asking yourself? Quickly tell the person where you see them in these familiar sentences, because we've done these before, but this time I'm looking for noun phrases. Good. Now, hopefully you spotted at least one of those. I'm just going to get my pen because I'm going to underline where the noun phrases are in these sentences. Here we go. The large tree is one. Some red apples is another. You got the idea by now, so you could do it for these last two. The spicy food is our third one. And a round plate. All of them noun phrases, and you're going to be learning how to do that in Spanish. Shut up! Yes, indeedy, that's what you're doing. So, I don't really mean shut up, by the way. I do like you talking. Okay, so last time we started to learn how we could use adjectives and nouns. And we learnt last time that if the adjectives in your English sentence are at the end of the sentence, it would work the same way in Spanish. So if you wanted to say a monster was green, or the monster is green, you have to say el monstruo es verde. Okay, exactly the same in Spanish. Adjective and noun working together exactly the same way as English. Okay, if I wanted to say the monster is hairy, el monstruo es peludo. Okay, with me so far? Fantastic, fantastic. If I wanted to say the monster is small, el monstruo es pequeño. Okay, or if I wanted to say he's big, el monstruo es grande. Okay, this one's slightly different, isn't it? Because we're talking feelings, so I have to change my is. You remember, there's two is, es, está. I have to change my is to está because I'm talking about his feelings. So it's el monstruo es feliz. Okay, now then, hopefully you got to do that last time. Don't worry, you can catch it up this time if you haven't had a chance. So this time we're talking the word tiene, which means has. Okay, he has, or she has, or it has. Okay, so we're going to talk about the features using tiene, which means we've got to do something slightly different. And I did give you a quick flash of that last time, but we're going to talk about it a bit more this time. So first thing we have to do is we have to swap. I tell you, my sides are very dancey this morning. I don't know why. We have to swap the order of the noun and the adjective, because if you remember in English it goes adjective, noun. In Spanish, most of the time that turns round and it goes noun, adjective. Okay, so this one, el monstruo tiene una cabeza peluda. Literally in English, this is how it would be: the monster has a head hairy. Okay, so that's thing one. You have to turn round the noun and the adjective. Okay, or rather the adjective and the noun, because the noun adjective is the Spanish way. Then the other thing about it has to agree. Okay, so because, and as you remember, Spanish is split up into masculine and feminine words. Because this is a feminine word, it has to have an ending on here that shows it is feminine. It has to agree. I'm just going to show you this. We're not going to do this today, but I'll just show you this. If I've changed it to he's got big teeth, because this is plural, it has to agree with the fact that this says teeth, okay? Teeth. So, el monstruo tiene los dientes grandes. Okay, so literally that is the monster has the teeth big. In English, we'd skip out the for the teeth, but in Spanish, it's quite common to have the teeth or the anything. Okay, but we're not pluralizing today. We'll leave that for another day. We're just going to make sure that if we're describing something that's very definitely feminine or very definitely masculine, we change or we make sure our adjective agrees. Okay, here we go then. So here's my sheet that I started last week, and I've said that this monster is, what is it? Tell the person next to you quickly. Yes, I've said he's green. El monstruo es verde. I've said, and I've changed my table that I'm using. Look here. So I've changed my way of saying is. I've said el monstruo está. Tell me what he is. Yes, he is happy. And just to keep things simple, we're going to keep things in the singular. So look, everything here is just one of everything. I've just described, well, what have I described here? Check out the table. What am I talking about? I've said, el monstruo tiene la pierna morada y verde. Yes, I've said the monster has the leg, and I'm keeping it to that, really. I'm keeping it the leg rather than a leg, has a green and purple leg. I'm glad you spotted that. So, I've got a little arrow here for myself. I must want myself to move on. Here we go. Let's click it on the right thing, Mrs. Harmer. Okay, so I'm stressing that everything has to agree. So this is what you're doing today. You are telling me one thing that this monster has. Okay, then you might like to do that with the monster that you've drawn or labelled with all the different body parts, which is why I got you to do that. I did have a plan, you know. So you might want to use some of these descriptions. Obviously, you can't use blue, pink, or yellow with this monster here. He doesn't have that. But you might like to say he's small, or he's big, or he's cute, or he's ugly, or he's hairy. Okay, you could use all of those with this monster here. These ones here is if you've drawn yourself a blue, pink, or yellow monster, you can use any of those there. You might like to use them for describing some of these things here, but we're only going to do one thing at a time. If you get very adventurous and you've finished everything, I do have another sheet which is on here and it's completely in Spanish. So you kind of got to know what you're doing. You've got to be confident with this sheet. Don't worry about it. If you just get this initial sheet done and then you translate in English on the original sheet, okay? Don't worry if that's all you do and you've labelled your monster body parts. But if you're very, quick and you really get this, there is this sheet here that you can go on to. Okay, with it totally in Spanish and a space to draw another little monster here. Okay, so if you want to describe your own monster, I've given you some extra ones here. Some of them are the same as on your sheet. Probably you wouldn't be calling him a long monster. That's something you might like to say he has a long arm or something like that. Okay, but you might think he's strange. You might want to say he's hairy. You might think he's handsome. Or you might think he's ugly. I don't know. Anyway, I'm leaving you here with these. I've junted on for less time today just because I think I've given you quite a lot to do. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing now and I'm going to say adios. Goodbye.